The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. The President of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, has finally come out with Operation Feed the Nation. Our all-in-all Captain Ibrahim Traore made it clear to us that he who feeds you controls you. And Africa is where it is because there are other people who sit outside the continent and claim that they are the ones that are feeding us. And for that matter, we have to always do what they want. According to the government of Ghana, Ghana have a very wonderful and amazing land. We have all that it takes to feed ourselves. But we have always allowed ourselves to be fed. And because of all the things that we are facing as a nation, according to the Ministry of Agriculture, Ghana wastes over 2 billion every year in food importation. Yet we have everything that it takes in Africa and in Ghana to feed ourselves. Why will we sit with all this fertile land to be importing food from somewhere? And that is the reason to which Captain Ibrahim Traore told us that we can never develop under the guise of democracy. It is because we are living in democracy. That is the reason to which, as he said, our farmers lack the necessary amenities, equipment to be able to produce more. Africa is still using the older method of farming. We've seen that when our all-in-all imported the agriculture equipment for the people in Burkina Faso to use, there was nothing like tribal thing in it. There was nothing like party colors in it. All that we saw was the people in Burkina Faso having access to this equipment. But as we are here in Ghana and we have identified the problem as lack of equipment, the moment this equipment gets into the country, the next thing they'll be looking at is who is my tribe mate, which part of the region it must go, because we have some specific people that we see them to be everything, and these people's interests must always prevail over the other people or other parts of the region. Then we'll now look at the party colors. Who is an NDC and who is an MPP? And when all these things come into play, then they now distribute all these things through the people.
Food security, economic stability, and overall national progress. The country's heavy reliance on food imports, which totals over $2 billion per year, with poultry alone accounting for over $300 million, places Ghana at risk of external market fluctuations and currency instability. This dependency exacerbates food inflation, significantly affecting households and aggravating economic hardships for the most vulnerable populations. Although blessed with abundant agricultural resources, Ghana has struggled with food production inefficiencies, lack of infrastructure, limited access to essential inputs, and weak integration within the agricultural value chain. The smallholder farmers, who represent the backbone of the agricultural workforce, encounter formidable obstacles such as barriers to mechanization, difficulty in securing financing, and the absence of modern farming methods. These challenges hinder the ability to scale up operations and meet the increasing market demands. Additionally, substantial post-harvest losses persist due to insufficient storage and processing facilities, poor transportation networks, and inefficient market connections. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in response to these pressing issues, the government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, has adopted the Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda, (AITA). This initiative aims to drive the growth and modernization of the agricultural sector, with goals to bolster agribusiness development, secure food availability, mitigate food inflation, increase export revenues, and generate sustainable job opportunities for the youth of our country. To effectively realize this vision, MOFA is about to roll out the Feed Ghana program as its flagship program. This is a comprehensive program designed to implement all elements of the ITA. The Feed Ghana program is an integrated agricultural acceleration program to boost agricultural production, to feed Ghanaians, and provide raw materials for agro-industry and create jobs. These efforts are intended to ultimately ensure food security, alleviate inflationary pressures on food prices, increase export potential, and support sustained economic growth in the long term.
At the end of the day, when we are trying to solve the problem, we'll now start creating other problems around it. And that is what democracy is always doing best. Division, divide and conquer. And that is why Captain Ibrahim Traore said there is no nation that can ever develop under the guise of democracy. Because when we have to look at national issues, that is when we bring in divisions that will create problems for us to be looking for everyday solutions to these problems. And we cannot have everything that we have in Africa. Look at the poultry that he's talking about. We have our local fowls that are nutritious than what we are even importing, that have been kept there for decades, and we don't even know how these things were brought up. We are not investing much into anything. We rather prefer to go giving money to people, enriching other peoples, and making ourselves suffer. We hope that what they are saying that they want to do, they will actually follow the model of national interest. Everybody in the country belongs to Ghana. It's high time we put the party colors aside and look at the nation's development. We cannot develop when we keep dividing ourselves as if we are not all from the same country. And we will always want to point out who is in this party A and who is in that party B. And at the end of the day, when we end up even allowing those who are not in the same party that is in power, they will not try to sabotage the other one that is giving everybody the opportunity to come and serve the nation. This is what democracy is always doing, dividing us and not allowing us to unite. And if we can move forward as a nation, we all need to come together and work together, like we are seeing in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. We can never develop with the party and the tribal divisions that the oppressor has created among us to help them have their way out in order to get what they want to get. We hope that this initiative that they have begun will come to a fruitful end, because these democratic elected ones are always good at talking and giving out empty promises. Our strength lies in our unity. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that is the latest around the world, in Africa, West Africa, and in Ghana.